Hey, what's going on, everyone? All right, so here are your readings for August 2018. So these are going to be good for your sun, moon, and rising signs. And for all you cross watchers, be gentle on yourself, okay? For this month, we're using the Journey of Love Oracle and the Tarot of the Spirit here. And also, I want to make a shout out to Miss Leslie here for participating in the Amazon wish list and for purchasing the Journey of Love Oracle. Thank you so much, Leslie. It was great. They're beautiful cards. I love them. And thank you for allowing me to present, some fresh new content for everyone for this month. And also, guys, if you'd like to participate in the Amazon wish list that I have going, see the description box for more information. Also, regarding the Oracle, whatever messages you get once you see the cards or the imagery on the Oracle, that's your own special message for you for this month as well. All right, guys, let's go ahead and bless the decks, and we'll get started. Father God, I open all channels of light, Lord, north, south, east, and west. Guardian angels of the four directions, high councils who serve the law of one, holy pure ones, please anchor this space now in your divine consecration to provide every single zodiac sign with the clarity and direction as to which he or she seeks. And please grant me, the reader, the objectivity to read the cards and relay every single message as they're meant and or intended to be this month. Capricorn, the sea goat. Alrighty, so here's your spread for August 2018. We're going to take it a little bit back to basics. I was guided to also use Oracle along with Tarot here for you guys' readings for this month. So in terms of Tarot, we have the Brother of Earth here, or the Knight of Pentacles. I've been seeing these two cards down here. These are going to add more context to the reading here for you for this month, okay? In terms of the Oracle, what I have here is number 55, Acceptance, or for you guys, number 55, Acceptance, number 26, Guardian of the Soul Family, and number 12, Self-Initiation. So for number 55 of Acceptance here, this card speaks of you were completely received and accepted by the divine, just as you are. There is nothing to change and to just be you. For number 26 here, relationships or healing, relationship healing, I should say, is taking place in present relationships, and also maybe relationships could be unfolding, and the tracking of the right relationships that need to stay for future growth, and also leaving behind past relationships with a peaceful heart, leaving things better than you found them, And for number 12 here, you may encounter, a lot of spiritual teachers, a lot of humble individuals, wise teachers, and great teachers, and they may come in and out. But they show you, and they show you trust and how to rely upon your own self and upon your own wisdom here. All right, Capricorn, let's see. So, if you hear any background noise, sorry about that. There's a dog barking in the alleyway. Okay, Capricorn. Things are changing. You as well as other signs as well. We are finding our soul groups right now. And relationships are going to be tough. And I know, Capricorn, you are loyal as hell, and that's good. But what I feel is important right now and what's imminent is that relationships are going to be changing, and these relationships that you're currently in, if they don't serve you energetically, if you aren't they aren't on the same path as you, they're not your initial soul groups. If you have any relationships now that are current, like I said, you're going to find them changing, right? But what's interesting here is that when you find your new soul groups, it's going to take a lot of self-initiation in terms of trusting your higher self, knowing that God has a plan for you and He's putting these certain people in your midst. But God also wants you to know that in order to obtain or become part of these soul groups, it's going to take you actually making that or taking that step forward to initiate yourself within these soul groups that are divinely guided, right? I feel, Capricorn, that this month you're being asked to this month, Capricorn, you're being asked to really take that first step and to take matters into your own hands. It's more of like to accept the things that you cannot change and the things that you can change. Be observant as to who's really around and why they're around. Take effort upon your own behalf, you know. But this is going to be a slow process, Cap, and you're coming around to it. You're starting to realize that God's working with you, Spirit's working with you, the divine is working with you. But there's some apprehension, which is understandable. But it's going to take effort upon your own behalf, and that includes trusting yourself, and that includes knowing what is right for you and how it's right for you. It's more of a feeling or intuition, Capricorn, is feeling. It's not logic. And you're an earth sign. It's very logical. Things have to make sense. I get it. But when it comes to the divine realm, it's what we feel that's energetically right for us. And we must follow that. That's the push from God. That's a push from the divine, from our higher self. We're telling you, go do it. Go do it. You know, and it is a little scary walking into the unknown, because why a lot of us have apprehension with walking into the unknown is because we don't have any control over it. We don't know what's going to happen, you know? And there's something very riveting about the familiar. We know what's going to happen. We can prepare ourselves for anything that may come. But just know, Capricorn, that when things are divinely guided and when God's involved, you don't have to worry about things going awry or going wrong, because God wouldn't put you in a position like that. And you need to trust that as well. Having faith in God is having faith in His timing. And it's tough, don't get me wrong. But it comes with the acceptance, and it also comes, especially with the self-initiation. It's time to take responsibility and emotional responsibility and transcending or breaking any limiting beliefs, Capricorn, that may prevent you from, or that may hinder you, let's say, from meeting your soul groups. But it's going to take you walking into the unknown. It's going to take you saying YOLO. And I can see you're getting there with the Knight of Pentacles here. But it's a very slow process, because you want stability, absolutely. But then you must ask yourself, Cap, is stability coming from the relationships that you're having now? And I'm not saying that they are or they're not. But if new soul groups are being presented to you, that could be one reason as to why, or one inclination as to why you may need to move forward from past relationships. It's like the old saying, like, what is it? Don't fix it if it isn't broken, kind of thing. if your current relationships or current social groups are not broken, there wouldn't be a reason to try and fix it. And the fixing aspect is God in the spiritual realm bringing you the new relationships. And it's tough, don't get me wrong. But I'm glad to see the Knight of Pentacles here because you're working on it. You're open to it. You see the viability of it all, and that's great. I like that. Okay, the Five of Wands here, and the Sun card reversed. Okay, what I'm getting here is like there's something here that there's something here that has to do with the Five of Wands is contention. It's people not listening to each other. It's people hearing each other but just not listening, you know, and it creates contentions because everyone within that dynamic, they'll have a different approach to things, which isn't the problem, but it's more of like it's like a power play. Oh, if you don't believe what all this is, then that means you can't be part of this group. Well, no, I want to be part of this group. Well, I want this, I want that. And everyone is just arguing. This is a non-traditional deck, so you can't really see it. The Rider-Waite explains it a lot better, at least the imagery does. But it's going to take your own self-initiation to get yourself out of those contentious relationships and to realize how contentious they currently are. And I hope that you guys are not experiencing this. But if you are, it's going to take your, like I said, your own self-initiation, and without your own self-initiation, light will not be shed upon those contentious relationships that must fall by the wayside. And but I just feel like light will be shed upon those areas. But the one main ingredient is your own self-initiation. And that includes trusting yourself. And that includes everything we've learned up until this point regarding spiritually, regarding intuition, regarding everything that we have acquired. Are we going to implement it now? Or are we going to put it into practice? And if it doesn't work, that's okay. You can always start over, you know. That's why I'm a firm believer in must always go with your heart and what you feel is right, so that in the event that things go wrong, you're more than willing to work on it to make it right. Because it was your own discernment as to you choosing what the next plan is or what the next step is. And I'm also picking up here too with the Sun reverse and the Five of Wands, like you just may not be feeling very happy right now regarding your current relationships. And in a convoluted way, Capricorn, that also included your own self-initiation and indulging in that and in entertaining that. I'm not beating you up here, I'm just saying. We have a lot more. We possess and we exhibit and implement a lot of self-initiation just in different ways. We really take a step back and we look at it. We have a lot of self-initiation and vigor in terms of what we choose to indulge in and what we choose to keep around. But you're being pushed or asked, I should say this month, to channel that self-initiation in a positive manner that's going to propel you forward spiritually in terms of choosing those people or those situations that are right for you when they're being presented to you. All it takes is you accepting it. It's like I always tell you guys, like, remember to always follow your own intuition and inner guide. It'll only lead your soul to supreme happiness. And God will be with you throughout every single situation, trial and error. But ultimately, Capricorn, it's your decision to allow His involvement. And allowing His involvement is self-initiation. And allowing these new groups to come in is the self-initiation. I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say here. But acceptance is going to be a big one here in terms of knowing who to leave behind, knowing what to leave behind. And it's okay, but make sure that if you do leave situations behind or relationships behind, just do the best that you can to leave it on a good note, you know, and hold your integrity throughout the entire, I don't want to call it an ordeal, but throughout the entire severing of the cord, let's say. Because if you do walk away and leave, it can turn into a contentious situation, right? But if you choose to indulge in it, that's still self-initiation. And at the end of the day, I just feel like you're being asked to start and to really implement that self-initiation. And thank you for sticking with me, Capricorn. I know there was a lot of background noise. Some people are home right now, but I think we should be good from this point forward. Anyway, I just want to wrap up your reading, Capricorn, with saying the self-initiation is going to be big this month. Because ultimately, like I always say, I'm going to say it again, you know, ultimately it's your decision to allow the involvement of positivity, as well as it's also your choice and your decision to allow the involvement of negativity as well. You know, I'm not saying that you guys are doing that. I'm just saying it goes both ways. It's a polarity point, you know. I'm not sure why I'm being asked to tell you this, but make sure you listen to what people say in terms of like what comes out of their mouth. I'm not saying, you know, anything bad or to be wary of anything, but for instance, Capricorn, like this. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, I see the light." Cool. But in order to see the light, that means you're in the dark. And you know, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's just, what are we really saying? Who are these groups that are really around us? What are we not seeing? What is light not being shed upon? And I feel like these new groups that are coming will say something like this: I see the darkness, because then that means you're in the light. Now, I don't want to get all Virgo on here and be like, you know, context and all that, but I'm just saying, we need to be mindful of what we say nowadays, you know what I mean? What we manifest and the vibration we put out there, which leads to stability, which leads to acceptance in yourself and having the self-initiation, the confidence to have the self-initiation, to look past the pettiness, to dig deep in terms of what is really going on beneath the surface, to find those groups that you need to find that are going to propel you to move forward, are going to propel you forward, that you're going to learn from and grow with. All right, Capricorn, that concludes your reading for August 2018. You got this, Cap, okay? It's going to take a lot of hard work, but you got it. You'll be all right. I'm glad to see the Knight of Pentacles here, though. I'm super glad to see that. If that was reversed, I'd have been like, what are you doing, Cap? But it's positive. You're on the right path. We're always where we're meant to be. Even though sometimes it may seem like that's a little crazy. We may question that when we're involved in the hoopla, but we're always at where we need to be at. But ultimately, in the end, it's your decision. All right, Cap. We'll see you, Mr. Seagoat. Deuces.